It's an orange juice.
What's up, everyone? It's OJ. There's a new cannon cart challenge. It's a 2v2 draft mode. Top prize 1100 gold and 550 cards. The first entry is going to be free. Every entry after that is going to be 100 gems, so this is basically like half of a grand challenge with all the other special rewards. At 3 wins, you earn 2500 gold. Then at 5 wins, 5000 gold. At 8 wins, you unlock 5 cannon cards. These are epics, so that's quite a bit of cards that you can win. Then at 10 wins, you win 10,000 gold. Then at 12 wins, you get 10 cannon cards. This brings it up to level 3. And of course, at 8 wins, you unlock the cannon card a week earlier than everyone else does if they can't reach 8 wins. It's a little funky. Let's get into this draft challenge. I'm going to be playing some 2v2 with both of my iPads, so let's see how that goes. Alright, so it looks like I am in a game. I have a really weird situation. So I'm playing against Dragon Steak, and I'm playing with and against him. This is really weird. On the right side, I'm going to pick the Graveyard and Cannon Cart or Elite Barbarians. I'm going to have to pick the Cannon Cart just because that's really awesome. It's a newer card and it can kind of take care of Elite Barbarians provided the support. For the third card, I'm going to be picking the P.E.K.K.A. just so that I can take care of the Royal Giant that I just gave myself. And then for the fourth card, Spear Goblins or Fire Spirits, I'm going to pick... That's a tough one. They're both kind of whatever. At least the Fire Spirits will deal more damage to the Elite Barbarians. And then on the other one, okay, Lava Hound, that's more Elixir, and then Poison, it's got a larger air radius, Cannon Cart again, and then for the fourth card, I'm going to be picking the Archers because I am facing against Elite Barbarians. So this is really weird. I'm playing with and against myself, and my partners are Dragon Steak for both of the accounts. So starting off, I'm going to put a Lava Hound on the left side, and then against myself, I'm going to have to counter myself with the Night Witch. And let's see what happens. There's a Royal Giant on there. I'm going to have to put down a Prince. And then to counter that Prince, I'm going to put down a Cannon Cart. And this is really confusing. So that Lava Hound, I'm not setting up much Elixir. I can't do much. My Cannon Cart on the other side is doing a lot of work. Lava Hound's going to pop really soon. I'm going to put down the Fire Spirits there. And then I'm going to have to worry about the Cannon Cart on the right side for one of the games. This is really confusing for me right now, but I'm going to make it work. I'm going to put down a P.E.K.K.A. because my mind is jello right now. Counters it perfectly with Giant Skeleton. So I'm going to need to do something else like Princess. He's got Ice Wizard, so that's perfect. There's too much on the map, so I can't Graveyard my other side. This is really confusing. Cannon Cart does really badly. It doesn't really get countered by skeletons, but I did get its lock out of range of the tower, so that is a positive. I'm gonna Graveyard the other side, and then I'm gonna put the Archers on the top left side. That way, it's gonna activate the King Tower. So I guess I activated my own King Tower without even realizing. I've got to take care of that Princess. That Witch is distracting my Elite Barbarians. I'm gonna go through, support it with the Prince, and then I'm going to pull it with my Skeletons. That's doing a pretty good job of that. And I'm so confused right now. I don't know how... I guess I'm winning for one of them. This is really, really... I don't know what to do. So I'm going to do Lava Hound. So I know I'm going to be playing the Lava Hound. That means I'm going to have to cycle back to my Witch. I'm going to put down a or a P.E.K.K.A. on the right side. And he's got a P.E.K.K.A. on the right side. I'm going to support that Lava Hound with a Witch. And then against the Royal Giant, I have to use the other Witch. This is really confusing commentary. I'm commentating on both of these accounts when I'm playing against whatever. So it looks like the left side is pretty good. King's Tower is activated. I don't have to worry about that. Graveyard. I'm going to put down the Goblins to tank for that Lava Hound. And then Prince to take care of that Royal Giant. Got to pull that P.E.K.K.A. Looks like Dragon's got it. He's got Elite Barbarians for the P.E.K.K.A. I'm going to put down a Cannon Cart in the back. It's going to take care of a little bit of that Elite Barbarian. We're going to bank it up with a Lava Hound in the back. Then I'm going to counter myself with a P.E.K.K.A. against that Royal Giant. Looks like I took my own tower. That was really confusing. I don't want to do that again. Let's try that again, except this time, hopefully not against myself. Okay, so finally I'm facing against myself. So on the left side, I'm going to be picking the cannon cart and giving my partner the prince, just because I can counter the cannon cart. It does have a shield. And then Goblin Gang is going to be a little bit better to take care of the prince. Then the musketeer or the princess. The musketeer will have a little bit more DPS, can take care of the goblins and the prince. But the princess is going to be kind of long range support. I'm going to take the princess. That way it's going to be harder to take care of my Goblin Gang. Speaking of countering the Goblin Gang, I'm going to give my other account the log. And then I'm going to give them the elixir pump, just because it's not very useful. And then going back to my other account, I can choose between the baby dragon or the electro wizard. I'm going to be picking the electro wizard because there's goblins, the musketeer, and the prince. And of course, I'm not going to take the pump again, so that's a pretty obvious choice. Then I'm going to pick the ice golem. That way I can kite the prince to the other lane if I need to, and it can tank the musketeer. So going into this, looks like I have battle ram. I'm going to put the witch in the back, split my goblins. He's got a baby dragon, so I'm going to have to take care of that somehow. I'm going to try and tank that prematurely with the ice golem. And then I'm leaking elixir, going to poison. I could have poisoned a little bit lower, but that's good. He planted the cannon cart ideally where it's within the poison, so that's fine. But he has an executioner that's really, really bad. I'm going to use my miners because I don't want to sacrifice too much. That was I didn't really need to use my miner, I guess. So I'm going to be countering everything with Electro Wizard on the right side. Wait till the Musketeer's within range of the tower. Boom. Then too slow to Goblin Barrel. That's fine. Everything resets. 7 elixir, 6 elixir. So he's going in for the elixir pump. I'm going to put a princess in the back with I'm going to put a battle ram on my other account, and I'm going to do a really nice graveyard push. Going to put a little bit higher, that way it tanks and focuses more on the elixir pump. Use the ice spirit, pull that. I missed, so I'm going to have to use my goblin gang. I did activate the king's tower, but my witch is locked onto that, so it's pretty good damage. So the cannon cart does lock into my tower, so that ice golem was a little bit worthless. I'm going to use the minions staggered a little bit farther from the edge, so in case he does have executioner, but he does have minions, so that was an okay defense. Meanwhile, on the left side, I'm doing pretty good with that dark goblin. I'm going to pressure a little bit more with the princess. Let's see what he draws out. Whatever he's drawing out, I'm going to use the witch to counter. So 5 elixir for 3 elixir princess. That's pretty good right now. Looking good, looking good. And then I'm going to put a graveyard really high up there with a goblin barrel. Then poison around everything. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to counter against that. It's not doing that much damage, but it is putting most of his units inside the poison. The witch doesn't lock onto the tower. I'm sitting on a love elixir on my other account. The prince on the right side, just barely. So I'm gonna have to counter that cannon cart. And then on the right side, there's a lot going in. I don't really have much to take care of that executioner. I do have an electro wizard, but I did take that out with that other tower, so that's pretty good. Overall, pretty successful defense. I just have to defend against the right side. Whatever he does, he can't take out the left side, so just keep applying some more pressure. He has rocket, that's fine. 2 crowns for 1, and that's for game 2. It's really confusing playing 1v1 or 2v2 with 2 iPads. It's really hard to commentate, but we'll make this work. Let's jump into one more game. Alright, so hopping into the third game, I have Skeleton Army or Ice Golem. Skeleton Army can defend against a lot, but I'm going to pick the Ice Golem. It's a little bit earlier. The Ice Golem will take out the Skeleton Army, and it can kite a lot of other units than the Mortar or the Cannon. I'm going to have to pick the Cannon. Mortar is really situational. It really depends on your deck. It's hard for draft, especially as your second pick. Then I'm going to pick Zap because I just gave them Skeleton Army. It's more instantaneous, positive trade, all that stuff. And they have arrows, so they will counter that Goblin Barrel, but I do like Balloon. It's a little bit more harder to deal with. Since I took the Balloon, I'm going to take the Electro Wizard on my other account. I'm going to take the Spear Goblin, so they have less anti-air. I'm going to take the Balloon again, and then I'm going to pick the Rocket, more high damage, and they can't rocket my Balloon immediately. Okay, so starting on the match, Oh, he gave me an elixir pump. That's okay. Let's see how I can defend against that if a pump up is my first move. I do have a reliable second partner, so let's see how he can defend against that. Ice Electro Wizard gonna be in the front actually. Tank everything with that Ice Golem. It's not gonna do that much. I'm gonna have to use the archers. That's not bad. I didn't have to use my other archers. So defend against everything. I'm sitting at 6 elixir for both accounts, and I have an elixir pump. This is looking pretty good. I'm gonna defend against that Goblin Barrel with my Fire Spirits and Cannon Cart in the front. The Prince doesn't take it out completely in one shot, but he does have a Miner on my elixir pump, so there goes all of my positive trades. He does activate the King's Tower though, so that is a positive. And my Cannon Cart locks onto the tower. That's so much damage. It's so devastating. That counter push, the ability to counter push with the Cannon Cart is so good. It does cost 5 elixir, so it's harder to play, but I think it's going to be really worth it. It's going to be a little bit... It's going to take a while to be more respected, but I think it's a very solid card. So anyways, back to the game. There is that Lava Hound. I do have archers. I'm going to put it outside of the poison. It's within that pump, though, so I made a mistake there, but that's alright. Cannon's going to pull it. Futile. It's pretty futile to pull it. I don't really have a chance to use... my elixir pump right now. Gonna back up that golem with the cannon cart, but it's not doing that much damage because he planted skeleton army. Archers are doing okay. I'm gonna have to plant down the ice golem, take care of the spirits. He's got the prince again. Come on. All right. So at least I can pull that prince with an ice spirit. Gonna freeze it, zap it, deals no damage to my electro wizard. Takes out the princess. Okay, so that's not bad. I do have rocket on my other account, but zaps. Oh, with an activated King's Tower. That's pretty threatening. Let's go in with 2 balloons. Let's see what you got, Dragon's Sake. Let's see what you got. Check him out. He's an Italian YouTuber. Pretty cool guy. Had a chance to meet him in Finland. It was pretty awesome. I've got archers and ice golems to defend against that. I'm going to go in for a rocket. The mortar does distract both of my balloons, so that was kind of a waste, and my rocket doesn't even take care of anything. I'm going to zap that. He didn't swerve that with the King's Tower activated. It's pretty decent. Distract the Ice Spirit. Ice Golem defends against all of that. I'm going to put the Giant in the front, tank the Prince. 58 health. This is looking not too good right now, but we'll see how we can pull through. Giant's going to go through. Go in for a really big push. Does he have a spell? Please don't have... Come on. Poison takes it out. And he knew that. So that was a good game. So I'll probably be making a more in-depth video about the cannon cart and what you can and can't use it for, what it can counter and all that stuff. I think it's going to be a very fun and interesting card to the game, but it does cost 5 elixirs, so we'll see how it goes and how it'll affect the meta. But other than that, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ.